Welcome to Sober Shenanigans. Real talk and real recovery, sharing stories, old and new, trying to stay on the right path and help others just like you. So feel our flow and get on with the show. Here's your hosts, Stoff and Primo.
So then it's like, hey, great, let's rock and roll.
Right.
And sometimes we use that, or sometimes we catch this moment and leave it on there because it's interesting somehow. Right. So I like the story about being in Savannah and being a fisherman. Now this is the strong, independent women of the world that are doing this journey are going to need to be inspired by that, and I think it's really cool when I see a woman excelling at stuff that men normally do, or they're not afraid to mix it up and get out there and, cut bait and fish and do whatever, and, put a fucking worm on a hook.
Powder coat.
Yeah, powder coat. Putting a damn worm on a hook is pretty cool to me. If you ask me, I'm okay with that.
Like, screw a worm. It's more like taking a piece of small fish and cutting it up into bait.
There you go.
To catch much bigger fish.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about the bigger fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I just caught a 7-foot sailfish in the Keys.
Nice.
And I had no desire to sit there and fight a sailfish. I wanted to catch dinner. And this damn thing got on the hook. Now, I know this is a big deal to a lot of people. For me, I want dinner. I want to have some dinner. I've already caught the big fish. No, thank you.
Did you catch dinner?
Yeah, we caught a couple, like 3 mahis. They were okay. I mean, they weren't the big, nice big bowls, but it was all right.
Nice. Fresh mahi, man. There's nothing better than that.
I know. I'm so spoiled when it comes to seafood. I got to tell you, I can't buy seafood in the store or something. It just freaks me out.
Ryan and I had a trip. We were just doing a fun trip for us fishing in Savannah, and we came back with 26 mahi.
Wow.
And you're talking about being epic on the back of the boat. 6 lines in the water, and it's just like they're all going off, and it's just like chaotic, and you're just in it. Blood all over the boat, and I'm like,
nice.
Nice.
You got to have a good mate. When you're on the fish, you got to have the right crew handling the boat. We were on the tunas in Costa Rica this year, and my son brought his girlfriend with him, and I was like, "You sure she's going to take her out on the boat?" Well, she was puking, like she filled like a 5-gallon bucket. I'm like, and she's crying to go back to land, and we were on the tuna. Like even the captain of the boat was excited how good it was.
like football size.
Oh man, they were just jumping into the boat, and we had to take her back. And I said, because it was the crying, and I don't know, maybe it was because I'm too sober, like way too sober. Because normally, as the money that we spent to get there, to fly there, to get there and do this thing and to catch this amazing fish, and a rookie's puking all over the place, like you just let him puke.
It's not for everyone being out there, especially in some rough seas.
Well, whatever.
I'm a Dramamine guy anyway.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm a big wuss when it comes to that.
Which is good to take.
If you take it at the right time. Remember the first time I took one, it was as we were on the water, and that was
that's a no-no.
That was no good.
I have never.
No good.
I never gotten seasick yet. And I've been in a lot of offshore sailing races and stuff for days. And
maybe that's why you're both of you are accustomed to it.
I love it. There's something about when I can get offshore and get unplugged and nothing works, none of my electronics work. And if you can get 2 or 3 days like that, something happens, because it's like, this doom scrolling or whatever we're doing on our phones all day long. And you get away from that, something happens upstairs. It just changes a few things.
Yeah.
And it makes me realize, like, I may have another issue that I don't even know. And then I get to land and I'm like, who am I? It's almost like amnesia sets in, and all the stuff that you were worried about is gone, and all the moving parts are they don't even exist anymore. And then eventually all the stuff comes back.
Well, it's like meditation, right? You clear out all the sound, and you let your mind just be free, and you can let the right side of your brain take over, and the left side can be free, and you can discover things.
It's a good way to look
Right.
at it.
But it takes a couple of days, literally, though.
For you to get to that point?
Yeah. It's a weird.
You got a lot of squirrels running around up there. Though.
Oh, dude, it's
for them to
crazy.
finally slow down would probably take a few days and some
Yeah.
salt water.
Well, I feed them regularly. They're healthy.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
The wheel is well lubricated.
Nice.
So
The first time I was offshore, it was probably about 80 or 90 miles offshore, and storm come rolling in, and it was like 8-foot seas coming over the bow of the boat, and I'm like holding on for dear life, thinking this may be my last time, just saying my prayers and stuff. And so I had to use the restroom, so I'm like hanging my ass over the gunnel. 8-foot seas are coming over the boat. Make a long story short, we finally got back to shore, got off the boat. I could not stand up. I had bruises from head to toe. And it was like, it wasn't a check off the box. I'm like, let's go do that again.
yeah, right.
All about
It didn't deter you
journey,
at all.
The experience.
No, there's something about being close being in a dangerous environment and surviving it to want more of it. There's and it's almost maybe it has something to do with the ritual of scoring, the whole other lifestyle that we had where we were doing stuff, and you miss that. To me, I missed the ritual of not only did I like the effect of everything I was doing, but I missed the ritual of the event, the day, and the lead up, and in my mind, the whole thing I was going to do, and then executing it, and I do kind of miss that. Sometimes the just getting high thing was a secondary.
I don't know about that dangerous lifestyle. For me,
No,
mine was 2022. It was a perfect storm. One I don't want to repeat.
Really?
okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you bring us in? Why we're just gonna get her
Sure.
going here. Now, I do want to know exactly where are you from? Where did you grow up?
Hold on. Freeze.
All right.
Welcome to Sober Shenanigans, real talk and real recovery. Thanks. Here we are for another episode. I'm your host, Stoff. With me is my main man, 100 Grand Primo. What's up, Primo?
What's going on, baby? Let's grip it and rib it.
Nice. Little golf shenanigans for everybody out there. With us today is our girl, Wendy from Savannah, a.k.a. Saltie. How are you today?
Doing well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. We're getting to learn a lot about Saltie today. First of all, what Primo was asking you before, where are you from?
I am from hot Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh wow.
Nice. So you went from Hotlanta to Savannah, and in Savannah you had some escapades. Maybe expound on that a little bit.
Sure. I moved to Savannah after my father had passed away, and I was ready to take on a new leap of faith. And I met my fiance, and
Nice.
we had a life of like 7 years together before he passed away from this disease. And during that 7 years, we had shared so many great experiences. And we ended up building a charter boat together and lived in fiberglass for about a whole year in our bed. But it was well worth it. And we ran a lot of fishing tournaments, out of Savannah, down in West Palm, over in the Bahamas. And one of our biggest fishing trips was up in North Carolina. We caught a blue marlin that was like 569 pounds, and it ended up placing second in this tournament, and had come home like with 250,000. It was a nice trip.
Wow.
But it definitely took a group effort. It wasn't just us, but he was the angler for, our boat, and the boat was called Rehab. And the captain, he's one of us as well. So that's why his boat was called Rehab, which was really cool.
So when you met your ex-fiance,
Ryan.
yes, was he in sobriety? Was he, or was he in the throes?
So Ryan, when I met him, he was about 9 months sober.
Wow.
And he was sober because he was either had to go to prison or go to, he had to do drug court, which was, drug court consists of like, doing X amount of AA meetings a day,
Yeah.
and then being home at midnight, and then if they call your color, you got to go take a drug test. So he was kind of forced into doing AA, and so after he completed his drug court commitment from the judge, he did not continue to do AA. He just kind of white knuckled it.
Yeah.
Man, that's a common occurrence, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wish that he got involved in AA. He just felt like that he had it. It was his pride and ego that really just kind of got a hold of him.
The pride will do it. That's the original sin for me, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, so 2019, I was the first time that I really got honest with myself and woke up that morning. It was February the 5th, the day that I was turning 45. I started drinking morning up, and I was like, I had to get honest with someone. I had to get honest with someone about my drinking, so I made a phone call that day. That was that same day I went into rehab for a 30-day program. And little did I know when I was in my 30-day program, Ryan went back out, started drinking, and started doing other things. And, it was a 2-year binge for him. Anything and everything he did.
And you were able to stay sober while he was doing that after your stint, or you kind of relapsed a little, maybe?
After I got out of my rehab for 30 days, that same day I got home from rehab, guess what I did? Started drinking. I had found out.
naturally.
I had found out that he had an affair on me. And it was just my best friend. She lives in Atlanta. She calls me. She's like, pack your car. He's not going to change. We had 3 dogs. I packed my car and packed one of my dogs, and I drove all the way to Atlanta from Savannah drinking. And I got there, and then, I drank for a few more days, and then I did 123 meetings in 90 days, because that's what was suggested by the counselor.
Right.
Yeah.
Go do 90 and 90. Just, I was doing it for him, not for me. And, I stayed sober for about 6 months, and then I was out drinking again, and it was my first episode of binge drinking, and that was a week long of drinking, and I came close to committing suicide. I found a gun. I couldn't take the safety lock off of it.
Damn.
And
Thank goodness.
I know.
Wow.
I am so grateful to be here today.
Yeah.
That is for sure. And I love being sober.
Yeah.
And I'm just love my higher power. That's for sure.
Yeah. I can imagine. Thanks so much for sharing that with us. That had to be difficult, especially when you were doing that part of it. Was he in the town, or you guys were apart at that point after
Apart.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were just fending for yourself, trying to stay sober for yourself, even though you said you were kind of doing it for him, kind of in spite or whatever maybe, but
Right.
you were doing it for yourself, and then, which we all are ending up doing it for ourselves, right? You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first, is what we like to say, before you can help anybody else.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool how, you try to find a gem in some of the stories, how you realized it yourself in 2019 when you first said, I need to talk to somebody, right? I mean, I wish a lot more people could find their way to do that, to start, even though it didn't take right away.
Right.
You said, I got a problem.
Right.
I need to talk to somebody, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the first step. Even because I answer the helpline here in Pinellas County, today. Like it's a service commitment I took on when I was 3 months sober, and I still do it today. So I have individuals
Really?
that call in, and they're like, first of all, I'm so proud of you calling in and just finally admitting that you got a drinking problem, so I can relate, as far as me taking that initial step and just making a phone call and letting someone know, like, hey, I've got a drinking problem. Like, I am drinking liquor straight out of the bottle, and it's white liquor, and I'm putting water back into it. You know, like, I'm that kind of
That's
drinking.
cool, man. Wow. That's such a great experience. I think I did it one night in my sobriety.
The helpline?
Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, I hope the phone doesn't ring. I hope the phone rings. Of course, the phone rings. And
I took on 5 shifts. Like, I was desperate. I was wanting to stay right in the middle of in the program.
Yep.
Like, I was wanting to get involved. I was wanting to do whatever it took, you know, for me to get this, you know.
yeah, I picked up on your energy from the room. I mean, I was like, you know, she's doing it, you know, and you can see people that are coming in and they're, you know, but I picked up on your energy. I was like, man, this chick's doing it. We got to get her on the show. And being the bloodhound that I am, I figured all that out. But no, it's strong. It's really strong, and it's a great example of that kind of leadership is needed in the female community. You know, the guys. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think the ladies are really led well, even way better than the men, and then other times I feel like they're a hot mess, and the guys got their shit together. It just depends on the meetings and the groups, really.
Sure.
But I'm always impressed when I see that the ladies are got it together, and they're really tight too. You got to be careful; they'll claw your eyes out if you get too close to them.
I got to be careful too.
Yeah, for sure. So what is it that brought you to Tampa?
So I was married for 18 years, and my ex-mother-in-law she did live down on St. Pete Beach. And I was just, during that time I was married, I was like, eventually when I get old enough, or whatever it may be, I'm moving to Florida.
You're coming, yeah.
So it was time, and it just kind of packed up my car and moved here.
I love that. I love a story like that.
The Atlanta Hillbillies.
Well, you can luck into people around here, especially. I love people that came by themselves. You know, I got dragged by my parents when I was 13 and didn't like it. Now I love it. But I meet so many people like yourself that just decided, hey, it seems like a great place down there. I'm going to go by myself. Pack Dave Long.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to pack my car up and go to Pinellas County or Hillsborough County because it's beautiful there. Yeah. And I think that's awesome. I commend you for doing that. How long have you been here?
Since February of 2021.
Nice.
Okay, so four and a half years.
Yeah. It was just me and my dog. Car packed from the floor to the roof. Fishing poles and all.
I like it.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, speaking of fishing poles, back when you were in college, you were a collegiate fisherman, which is somewhat surprising to hear from a female listener or someone on the show. How was that?
Wait a minute, collegiate?
She said collegiate. You fish
Pelagic.
The type of fish. It's a species. A pelagic.
That's from the landlubber in myself. I thought it was collegiate. All right. What does pelagic mean?
Yeah. Well, I was a collegiate bowler.
I swear to God, I even wrote collegiate. Well, there you go.
It's okay.
So what does that
I
mean?
get
What's
my shit
pelagic
mixed
mean?
up too.
What does pelagic?
I love it, Greg.
It's just big game fish.
Oh, okay.
You know, like wahoo. You've got like sailfish. You got marlin.
Shit that's not real tasty. That's all I'm going to say.
But fun to catch.
Yeah.
But very fun to catch.
Yeah. Wahoo now is an exception to this pelagic arena, but
Yeah. Did you have a home group up in Savannah?
It did not. So 2019, 2019 after I had a home group in Atlanta, not Savannah.
Okay.
Because 2019 I was in Savannah when I went to my first rehab, and then I soon left and went to Atlanta. So my home group that I was at in Atlanta was the Serenity in Buford.
Okay.
But where I did like my 90 and 90 and all those meetings in the very beginning of my first time of getting sober was at the Howe Place, which was a really cool, like big
honesty,
warehouse.
open-minded, and willingness. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I did a little stint in sobriety in Atlanta, and Canton, Georgia, which was it's a far cry for this city slicker. To go, it was a little different for me, but yeah, my brother was living there, and got a job with him. He wanted to try to help me out as I was trying to get sober, and wasn't a good fit.
No.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty spread out in Canton.
Yeah, it was a little
I
weird.
used to roller skate there. I used to roller skate everywhere, but we had a skating rink there.
Oh, cool.
Here in Canton. But yeah, I could see that. I'm grateful to be here in Florida and to get sober. Like, we've got so many meetings.
Yeah,
We do.
and
Like,
you know,
over
800.
753 meetings, I think, a week,
Wow.
in Pinellas County.
Wow.
you know what's interesting? We're international on this show. I don't know if you know that, but we're becoming international celebrities. Greg doesn't know it yet, but I have the data and the analytics. We've been downloaded in 12 countries.
It's fantastic.
What?
Oh yeah, 12. So what's interesting about that is there's people out there that can't even imagine how many meetings we get to go to a week.
Oh, yeah.
How blessed. You know what I mean? Like that's ridiculous.
No, it's definitely out of the ordinary. When I was traveling, I'd been to a couple towns where there was one or two, and they're not at all times of the day. There's two of them, one's at 3, one's at 8.
Or they're 30 minutes apart. I mean, not
Yeah.
30 minutes, but 30 minutes down the street.
Sure.
You know,
Right.
like,
You better like the format too, because you don't have much choice.
Yeah. You go
I get-
into some meetings, they're pretty strict on the formats.
I get a little fussy about my formats since I got 800 and some meetings. I can
You do.
I can order off the menu.
do you really?
No, I get when you move in sobriety, wherever you move to, they don't do the meetings correctly. So I recently moved here and I've been grousing about the meetings a little bit.
He's brought about 2 rule changes in our Dunedin meeting already.
Damn straight, get them right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Coming in.
I have 2 shows in the can that I will not put out there because it's a discussion about these stupid meetings. So
Well,
that's stupid, but for whatever, my personal opinion about them.
so when you were in Atlanta, did you find a sponsor right away? Did it take you a while? How was your approach to the whole 12-step thing?
So when I first got sober in Atlanta, I did find a sponsor. We started working through the big book, and we read together. And we did that up until I went back out drinking again, which I shared with you guys of, I had my first binge of drinking and blacking out. And then I got back in the program. I kept going back. Kept going back to the program because I just knew there was something in those rooms that I wanted, and I still wasn't done drinking.
Yeah.
But and then shortly after that, my mother was living in Savannah because I had moved her to Savannah after my father after my father passed away, and she wasn't doing too well. And my mother is an alcoholic as well. We used to drink together, and so I had to go back to Savannah, and of course, be underneath the same roof with her. And of course, she's asking me, can you go to the liquor store for me, Wendy? I was like, yeah, I guess, and eventually I started drinking again, and, for me, looking back and reflecting, it's just, I had reservations, about having AA being a part of my life forever, which, I am so grateful that AA is a part of my life, and it will be until the day I die, because I want to die sober.
Nice.
There's no doubt about it. And I just couldn't fully surrender to the program.
Yeah.
That's the important step that you have to take is to drink the last one. And everyone has to drink their last one, whether you end up in the ground or you get locked up. But there's a moment when that last one will occur for everyone that has this disease.
My last one consisted of 19 days
Wow.
binge drinking.
Wow.
Were you hanging it off the side of a boat?
No, but I can tell you that I was fully naked in my car at the store.
Sound like me.
Sound like you.
Yeah. I like to get naked in parking lots.
Yeah.
For some reason.
It
Tequila was my downfall. Yeah, not really alcohol, I don't think.
It's you boaters. You guys are just like screw clothes, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's just get drunk and get naked and run around town.
But the fun thing I can say here coming up, we're all going to Fantasy Fest in Key West.
Really?
That's the freak show, isn't
And
it?
I get to get naked sober.
Wow. Nice.
Well, I'm going to get painted up, but
I understand. Well, send us send somebody some pictures.
it's a girls' trip. Leah's,
All right.
Leah's involved.
Oh no.
Nice.
I can see that already. And Andrea?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm super stoked about it.
That I'd like to be a fly on that wall.
It's going to be.
I think you guys are going to have a grand old time.
No, good for the
being
girls,
sober.
man. You know what? Good for the girls.
For sure. Yeah.
For sure.
I've been to Key West once when I was trying to, like, one of my times during my trying to get sober, and I went to the Anchors Away
Oh yeah.
meeting down there.
I just picked up a worm.
He just
I
had
heard you
that
talking
T-shirt
about
on. The
that.
Yeah,
end.
the
That's
worm.
right, yeah.
And then I didn't get a chicken because I didn't know that yeah, whatever. But it's cool.
So I met a really cool guy. His name is Vidal, and
Never mind. I'm sorry.
I haven't even
brought it.
really thought about it. Frankly, I don't care.
Yeah, I got you.
You know,
I'm sorry.
like,
Well, my buddy Shaban introduced me to him, and I went to dinner with him.
Okay.
And he's definitely a sharp dresser. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's a very stylish guy, and he's Latin, and very, very. He speaks really well at meetings too. A lot of great energy from that dude. But I guess it doesn't really matter.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall at a meeting in Key West. Actually, the personalities that tend to go down there.
sure, yeah.
I mean, I've never been there sober. I have been plenty of times non-sober, and it was great and off the wall. And you see things you'll never see anywhere else from such a small place, which is really kind of cool. So that's very exciting. Is that when is that?
It's the end of October.
Okay, so a couple months away. You guys got some time to plan.
That's what we're doing.
Are you staying in a house or?
We are staying on the naval base.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
Cool.
Somebody's got juice.
Leah, Leah was in the military.
That's right.
So we've got
Yeah.
a connection, somewhere to stay where it's not so expensive, so it's all reasonable. So we're really looking forward to it. So I'm just grateful I get to get naked and be sober.
Nice.
That is that's important, I imagine.
Nice.
The Key West, and I lived in Vegas for a while, and there's something about the sobriety in those places where you think the most partying goes on. Some of the best sobriety. Yeah, it's so strong and it's unified, and you can really feel like they're bulletproof, man. Like they've been exposed to the sun or whatever it is, and they're just like,
Yeah.
they might as well be bleach. It might as well be anything, it doesn't even attract them. And, and it's cool about it is there's so many great things to do that most people that go there don't even get to realize. Between the water and the fishing and the people and the music and the food and people just like, I'm going to go to Key West and then I'm going to black out.
Right. Be hungover for the next day, half a day.
Yeah, it's a shame, really.
It is.
Planning
Their day around a blackout, which that sucks.
I got married in Vegas.
Oh yeah?
All right, there's just no end to your stories, is there?
Well, tell us about it.
Ooh, that was talking about blackouts.
Wait a minute.
We had like 40 people show up to our wedding.
18-year guy?
The guy you were married to 18 years ago.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought you were saying, did I marry an 18-year-old? I'm like, no.
no, well, some
maybe.
people get married more than once.
Just once for me, but yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, just once.
Okay.
And one child. He's 30.
Damn.
Is he here?
He's in Atlanta, yeah.
So 40
Phoenix.
people went with you to Vegas to get married. And
Yes.
did you get married at that little chapel or?
No, got married in the stratosphere
Oh,
on the 111th floor, I believe.
Nice.
Oh, Bob Stupak's brainchild. He won that in a poker tournament. Bob Stupak was the owner of the Strat.
No, I did not.
He won the Space Needle thingy in a poker game?
Yeah, it's a very interesting story, but he was like a busboy. And then after he won that, he was like a gambler or something. And then he used to drive around Vegas in this purple Rolls Royce with no hubcaps on it. And you know, he was willing to bet it all on a card game. He was
It takes a lot of stones.
yeah. He was my dad had a term for it, but he didn't have a problem gambling, you know.
Yeah.
He was a shooter. My dad would call him a shooter. You know what I mean? Like he was going to shoot.
Take his shot.
Yeah.
Dice shooter. Nice. Yeah, you know, you're talking about the soberness of Key West and the outlandishness. You know, most of us are nonconformists anyway. So if you're going to be an alcoholic nonconformist when we get sober and you really embrace it, you just become yourself anyway, and you're still a wild and crazy guy. You're just sober. And I like that.
And you
know?
remember.
And you remember, you know, I'm still, 2.5 years in, I'm still trying to get to the point where I'm totally comfortable, loosey-goosey sober. I'm just not. I still hold something back. I don't know what it is. It's just, I have this inner feeling that if I do get to that existential self that I liked to be when I was wasted, I'll get wasted again. And I don't want to do that. I don't even want to, tease that. And hopefully one day in my sobriety, I'll get to where I can just
I think you will.
let the shit go.
I think it just takes time.
Yeah, I'm just still kind of tenderfooting it a little bit. I don't know why. In fact, I never admitted this either, really. But I don't know why.
Maybe you should just go like walk on the beach naked or something. You know what I mean?
I don't look nearly as good naked as Saltie does. I can tell you that.
Yeah, getting old sucks. Actually,
Yeah, dudes shouldn't be walking around naked. Period. Women,
No.
it's mostly fine. Dudes, it's not a
so much.
pretty sight.
No.
I guess that depends on what resort you go to, what nude resort you go to.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I've got to say my experiences with that are just in blackouts.
There's two of them just north of town here. You probably know that.
I do.
Nice. Yeah, I got a couple of friends that go there.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't, but they tell me about it. They like to be.
Well,
like the
my
naked
dad was
lifestyle.
one of my dad's best friends. Was part owner of one of the two you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. They would come to the cottage when we were growing up, fully clothed, but they had a alternative lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah. I got a few friends, and my other buddies, him and his wife, they love to go to Mexico and be naked for days.
Well,
So did you used to dance when you were drinking?
Dance.
Like dance?
Yeah.
Like just get on the dance
Oh
floor?
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Craig
Very-
used to
Ma-
teach
Maybe
dancing.
that's
a
what.
very good dancer back then. Probably still now, but I haven't.
He teaches dancing.
What kind of dancing?
What kind you want? Give it up, Craig. Don't be
Well,
shy.
I used to teach breakdancing when I was a rapper back in the day.
No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you used to go to Freaknik
Oh yeah.
in Atlanta?
I've been to Freaknik. Yep.
Oh, I used to be in it as well.
Yep. And then How Can I Be Down in Miami?
Did you go to Magic City?
Sure. Yep.
What's going on here? There's a fucking like a little underground connection.
Yeah,
going
you know, Atlanta changed. It got, at least in my opinion, it got more dangerous, those particular outings, after a while. First couple years, really dope. Loose, fun. Then it got, well, kind of like the music. You know, I got out in 97 because the music just got so thuggy and gangster, I didn't like it anymore. I was more of a Tribe Called Quest, Beastie Boy type of guy. I wasn't shooting anybody over anything.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, we did that stuff, and I tell Primo all the time that that's a part that I have a hard time bringing up because I was wasted that whole time.
Okay.
In the 90s, right? Like,
Yeah.
I shared before that it would take me 2 blunts and 2 quarts to get to my character, Big Reef, and then it was on. And but I don't like even dancing, dabbling with that because it just reminds me of being wasted.
You know, the one thing in my life that has not improved since I got sober
You're dancing.
is my dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that. I'm not afraid. I mean, I have less fear, but I feel the moves.
You don't strike us as a good dancer, does he?
Oh, I can move. As I don't know. We'll have to find out one day.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, right here. There was a pole in here I
Nice.
could show you, but there isn't a pole, so I'm going to have to decline.
Primo on the pole.
I've done it.
Oh, that could be an episode. Right
I've done
there.
that sober, actually.
No
yeah.
doubt.
Oh, no, that's not going to be an episode.
This week, Primo on the pole.
I keep my
That
clothes
sounds
on.
Good.
Really?
Yeah, right.
Primo on
It
the pole?
has a nice ring to it.
This girls' trip is very intriguing. I would like I left rehab in Tampa and decided I was going to go. Me and this girl were going to go to the Keys and treat ourselves to a weekend in the Keys. Just go. And it turns out that it's Fantasy Fest weekend, and I'm like 6 months sober. I have no idea what we happened in on. And I've gone twice in my sobriety, and it's crazy. Totally crazy. And anyway, I live to tell the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, do you have any for people that are maybe new into the program? Do you have any early sponsor stories or any sponsee stories that you don't have to say any names, but anything interesting or maybe something that was surprising, or I don't know, you had a sponsor that said they wanted to go to Freaknik with you, or like I had a sponsor early on that tried to get some money out of me, right? Which was nuts. And I was very vulnerable at the time, and I was listening to everything he said, and I was down. Like you said, I did 110 meetings in 90 days. I was with it. But then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, if you give me $1,000, I can get you some Iraqi dinar and you'll be rich in 6 months. And it threw me for a loop. And I didn't want to go drink over it, but I was like, I asked another guy in our meetings, I go,
Sure.
he goes, you can fire your sponsor, which I didn't know. These are things that you learn as you're in it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you had anything, because I imagine that you probably have maybe some sponsees under you that you help. It seems like you're helping a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely. I try to just carry the message. So, when my last drunk, I always called Saltie's Perfect Storm 2022 because it was a perfect storm. There's more to it than just that 19-day binge. And I'll quickly say is that I got Baker Dagged on Mother's Day. I drove myself to the hospital, and I ended up blowing a 3.8.
Ooh,
I don't even know how I got there.
that guy must have been ugly.
well,
Right.
that's
So
it's a knee slapper.
when I stepped back into the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, November the 3rd, 2022, my sponsor was sitting right there at the table. Little did I know. She just scooped me up, and I had just had that gift of desperation, and it was just like that obsession to drink was already lifted. It was gone because I was so desperate, because I wanted something different for myself, and she is the one that took me through the steps, in the first year of sobriety, and as I'm in the program. I get involved in service work, and I still am heavily into service work today. So the helpline, and that's when I picked up my first sponsee that I was able to take through all the steps that had actually stayed around. I've picked up a few more, like going to treatment centers.
That's awesome.
But they don't,
Yeah.
you just never know,
Yeah.
But yeah, her name is Leah.
Nice.
I like Leah.
Yeah, me too.
I like her. She's
She's a sweetheart.
she really is, and it's such a great feeling after you go through the steps and then you watch them pick up that stuff. It's like God and everything else is working in their lives and they're doing the work. But man, I don't give a shit. When you see them have the change and the success in their life, it's so awesome. And then when she goes to sponsor somebody and then they pick up a chip, then you start feeling a little bit old, but it's okay. You get used to it.
Yeah. You feel
Yeah.
old? Is that how it makes you feel?
I'm not old. Listen, I'm not mature, we'll say, but I'm probably getting old.
Not mature. I will back that.
Yeah, I'm not mature.
But who wants to be mature?
No, I'm young at heart. No, I don't even. But you know, when I saw my sponsor pick up 9 years this week, and that was badass.
I was there. That was really dope. Yeah.
And the people that he's leading and the things that he's doing, I'm like, I couldn't have been more blessed to have been in this guy's life, because now he is like helping a lot of people. And so it's just, you know, all that feels great. And I love the fact that you're doing the service, and it's an example of, and that you were able to somebody grabbed you and gave you the goods, and you were ready, you know, and it's so, there's like a perfect moment that has to happen. A lot of things, because we can rationalize our way back out. It's a slight little window of that desperation.
Yeah.
You know, and if we're not careful, some people they get sucked back out, and that person wasn't there. So it's so important that they're a male and female, that there's people ready, you know. And I just, you know, like in the meetings or whatever, I'm always thinking about being available at a given moment. You know me, when I see somebody come in, I'm always going to shake somebody's hand, or I just want them to know, hey, listen, you know, don't run out of here. Come on back.
Right.
Yeah. I remember, go ahead.
I was just going to talk about the sponsorship.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything like that extreme to share about a sponsor or a sponsee, you know, yet.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm sure something will come up here in the future. You never know what happens.
You're doing the work, though.
Yeah.
You're doing the work.
I would love to have a sponsee not relapse. I've taken on a couple, but they keep relapsing, and I don't know. I don't think it's my fault. I'm trying to be there for them. I drove a couple of them to rehab, picked a couple up.
And you're doing the right thing.
It's just some folks. I guess I'm really grateful. You know, I'm grateful, Greg. I'm grateful that I lost that obsession, and it does not fight me anymore. At least not today. Because I see it in these guys that I'm close to. One of my guys I've known since 10th grade, and I mean, my heart breaks for him. Just, he can't stop, you know, and he just ends up always in the hospital, and, you know.
Yeah, but people are going to want what you have, Greg, and you, Wendy. They're going to want that, and you guys are emulating. I mean, I'm getting that energy from you guys. Like, hey, I'm getting something from you guys. But if I was a newcomer, I'd be like, damn. You know, these guys, they got it together, and they're doing. I look at their lives and your energy and your zest for living. You know what I mean? Like, they're not just sticking the muds. You know, they're out there doing it, man. That's what this whole thing is about, man. We're no longer a slave to this stupid thing that controlled our lives, and now we're. And the penance for that is that we have to help another person, and otherwise, this doesn't work. The whole thing, the deal is off, man. If you're not doing the service and helping others, the magic it wears off quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole reason we started doing this is to try to help maybe one person that we don't know directly, and we actually got our second voicemail today.
Yeah. I'm going to call him
from Sean C. from Philly. Thank you for listening. Yes. I got your message. Keep it up. Keep up the hard work. You're 6 months sober, dude. You can do it. Stay on the right track, my man.
You know what? I might just call him live. But we'll keep talking. But
yeah.
Why we're going ahead.
Go ahead.
You know, I was going to talk about the first step.
Okay.
Great.
The first step was the most important one for me. It was one I just could not. I was like in denial about it. Like I could not. I guess I still wanted to. I felt like I still had control over my drinking, but it was just like I could not process of having that first drink is what's going to get me drunk. Because there'd be times I can have just one, you know, but that does start that cycle, right? And then not drink for a day or two or for a week, and then it's just like one's not enough.
The phenomenon.
But it's just, you know, that first step. So, you know, I had to read the first step chapter over and over and over, you know, this last time coming back in.
Yeah, that's great advice. I think that's a good way to do it too. Just keep reading it
every day.
Yeah.
For the first 30 days, I read it every day.
Nice. I like that.
That is good advice. I just was reading in my car. I was sitting there reading the doctor's opinion with the guy, the first part of the first step, right? And I think he relapsed the next day. But, it helped me a lot. And unfortunately, I don't. But you know what? It's going to take, each person has to have that drink. I think there's an allotment. And when you've had your life's amount that you get to drink, it'll be time.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've picked up probably over 8 chips.
Oh, yeah.
It's different for everyone.
He's a one chipper.
But I came in late.
Yeah,
I
he's a
came in
There's
at
not an excuse.
53.
I'm a little jealous of that.
You know.
I was on tour, man. I was going to all these fucking rehabs all over the state of Florida.
You may have set the record
God.
for rehabs.
All over. Club recovery. I was fucking relapsing in rehab. Getting kicked out. Going to another place and getting kicked out of there. And it was a mess.
I'm just grateful for the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. That door is always open.
Yep, we are responsible to be there, just in case.
Yep. And here on Sober Shenanigans, every week we like to do a celebrity quote because getting sober is now finally in style. So now we have people coming out, celebrities and otherwise, telling us their great life stories about it. So this week, our celebrity is Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee said, "Getting sober remains my single greatest accomplishment. Bigger than my husband, bigger than both my children, bigger than any work, success, or failure, bigger than anything. Sobriety saved my life, and it could save yours too."
Amen.
Nice.
She's a baller.
Yeah.
It's on point.
That is very on point. The legs had it there.
You know, what's interesting is we go through these quotes and we research some of these people that are bigger than life or have been in our lives for somewhere, when you reduce them down to like, they're just like us, man. It's like, sometimes I'll put them on a pedestal, but really they're just like us, man. It's not.
Everybody struggles. This touches everybody, and we learn more about that every day. It's not just us. Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people have the problem with the taste of more, right? Like I forgot what any of it tasted like. I just always wanted more. Whatever it was you were doing, I wanted more. And if you had more, I would take it from you.
I believe this.
Yeah.
But the humility that is required sometimes eludes Hollywood's greatest. You know what I mean? And I see when you listen to him, you're like, oh, no, wait a minute. The humility is there. You know what I mean? Even though people are clamoring around him in public and probably, whatever, the humility is still seeping in because of the ass whipping that they got from alcohol and drugs. That's the interesting thing, the dynamic that I've been kind of picking up on. They don't want no ass whooping either.
One thing that we have picked up on in the past few shows, not really Jamie Lee Curtis, but some of the other people that we mentioned, Bradley Cooper being one, is they never really got any success until they got sober. Yes, they were actors. Yes, they were in Hollywood. Yes, Robert Downey Jr., to another example. Maybe they'd done movies we'd seen before. But he wasn't Iron Man till he got sober.
Hannibal Lecter.
You know what I mean? It just there's something to that. I like to say on this show that it's a great life hack, sobriety. And if I'd have known that, I'd probably got sober a long time ago. I just thought it seemed boring. And the only way to have fun was to get wasted before you did everything.
That is correct.
And you hear the stories in the rooms that people sound just like me. And I'm like, I'm special, of course. And then someone will tell a story, and I'm like, I did the exact same thing. You mean you thought that too? We're not special. We're just trying to get better one day at a time. And you had mentioned something earlier about the ginormousness of thinking about never drinking again the rest of your life or being in AA the rest of your life. That's a huge proposition, and it's very scary, especially to people with personalities like ours that never want to commit to anything that far in the future because we were always piecemealing our days between partying and stuff. That's one reason that we like to say on this show, no drinks today, one day at a time. Let's just make it through today.
Yes.
And I think that's what I go by. I just try to get up, thank God for another day, and let's go through today and make it to tonight, and not have to plan around my blackout, not be hungover in the morning, and be somebody that my family and friends can count on if need be.
Yeah, definitely. I can't imagine picking up a drink today.
Yeah, either.
It was, I could have completely killed someone, out there. Blacking out,
Sure.
driving, ending up in different parking lots, not knowing how I got there. Man, you talk about believing in a higher power. I sure do.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for, my God looking after others than me, I wouldn't be sitting here today. So
that tape.
It gets me because it's just like, that's one thing I'm working on here with my second sponsor I got. I'm going through the steps again, and I'm working on my fourth step, putting down some resentments about myself. I don't know if y'all did that within working in the steps, but I didn't do that with my first sponsor. So I'm doing it my second time around, going through the steps, and I've definitely, she said, why don't you put some resentments that you have down about yourself?
Sure.
And I'm like, wow, this is going to take a while. Got quite a few, and I'm like, I'm just looking forward to sharing those with her and just working through them, because you see me, I'm getting emotional about the shit that I did, and just putting other people at harm.
Yeah, you got to take
God.
that's that piece that you. So my biggest resentment was against myself. There wasn't even a close second. And I really did not. I shudder at some of the things I did. The fact that I could have killed somebody. All those things were realities. And doing the process allowed me to walk through a free man. To be free from that. And then knowing, just listening to you, you're giving it back. You're actually manning a phone to maybe help stop somebody else. So you're doing the necessary amends, and you've got, so when you take inventory, it's important. Yes, I have to take out the garbage that exists within me, but you got to take stock of the good stuff. You know what I mean? Every business has a plus and minus. There's actually good inventory there too. So otherwise the business it's not even a business. It's bankrupt. So this is my personal, my experience, and I would share with you, but it's a great thing that, when you start relieving yourself of that head trash and recognizing that you are a purposeful human being giving back. It takes what it takes, but that was something that I don't think I learned until later in sobriety.
Yeah.
Into being, because I was such a self-centered person. Still am, but I know that if I think about others more than I think about myself, I get everything I want. It's like this weird little thing. I'm so glad I figured it out, after 25 years of sobriety. Took a while.
Long as it got there.
Well, it's tough sledding, but I got there,
Yeah.
Sled.
It's a little bumpy ride.
Yeah.
Turbulence. I was going to try to call this guy, Sean from Philly. I know that we're rolling here and we're
Call him.
Call him.
I mean, this would be,
It would be pretty awesome.
it would be a first. Meanwhile, you guys make up some small talk while I'm doing this. I'm a mess.
Where are you from?
I'm from outside of Chicago, but I've been here for 40 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I went to college in North Carolina and came back. I just love it here. Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
We're calling Sean live on the air. He left us a message.
People taking
Hello.
cluster and trying to build muscle.
Hey, is this
Hello?
Sean?
Hey,
Sean?
man, she's calling.
Yeah, this is Stoff and Primo from Sober Shenanigans.
Podcast, baby.
Hey, how are you?
Good,
Hey, what's
man.
going
You're
on?
You're live on the show, man. We got a call from you, and we said, you know what? I'm going to call this guy and see what's happening.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
Are you still just over 6 months sober?
Well, I'm about 7 months now.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah,
It took you a month to listen to that message.
It's all good, dude. It's all good. I appreciate the call.
Right on.
But yeah, I'm working my steps every day and looking for sponsees, and I got one of them through the steps the other day. He just hit 90 days. So
Wow, you guys are farming them out up there. That's good. That's strong.
we're trying.
That's good. Good. What was your what brought you down? Was it the alcohol or a combination of everything? Or
Yeah, it was just alcohol.
hey, I like that.
Yeah,
Man. Old
my,
school.
My story is me and the old lady. We were both hitting it pretty hard, and yeah, it was pretty bad. Life had become very unmanageable.
So you're a free man today. Is your wife joining
Yes.
you in this journey?
Yes, we're both in the program, and she
Nice.
works with sponsees too. So
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's that.
we run 2 different programs, and we go out when we can. And I actually heard it on your show the other day. It was pretty good voice. It said, I forget who it was, said,
Love it.
you know, we're both in the program, but we keep our program separate. We don't need 24 steps. There's 12 for a reason.
I do preach that a little bit. No, that's important. Do your own 12 steps, damn it. Stay away from mine. We got Wendy. Now, we're actually recording a show. We're not actually live, so we're recording. And Wendy is going to be, you're going to be on Wendy's show, just so you know.
Should be
Okay.
this Friday. This
No.
Friday should drop.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
that's right.
Well, like I said, if you guys need any help up in Philadelphia, don't hesitate to drop my phone number to somebody. So
Man, that's what it's all about right there. And anyway, man, thank
Yeah.
you for calling in. Thank you for listening, and we're grateful for you, man. We do, and pass it on. All
I'm
right?
grateful for you guys. I appreciate your show. I listen, and I do a lot of listening to big book speakers on the road because I'm a driver.
Cool.
And you know, listen to your show, and yeah, that's how I got into this.
Make
Everything
sure-
AA app. I listened to the big book
Cool.
in 2 days on audio, and yeah.
Make
so-
sure you pull down Sandy Beach from Tampa.
Oh yeah, I heard to listen to Sandy.
Yeah. Oh, you heard him?
Yeah, Sandy's good. Yeah.
He's a rock star, man. I loved.
Yeah, my grain sponsor sends me all kinds of big book speakers all the time. So
There you go. All right, network. That's good. Get the-
Wasn't Sandy your grand sponsor?
he was in our network. He was one of the people that was at my home group. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, thank you, Sean. We appreciate you listening, man.
Yeah.
And just remember,
and I
no
do a
drinks
lot of my
today,
stuff
buddy.
no drinks today, but I do a lot of my stuff on Zoom.
Okay.
My sponsor's actually out in Spokane, Washington, and then his sponsor is in California. So this program works if you're willing. So,
That's
I like
right.
it. I like it.
That's right.
but yeah, thanks for the call, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks for listening, dude.
All right, you guys stay safe, stay sober.
All right,
You
bro.
too.
Bye.
All right, later.
Nice.
That was
That
cool.
was awesome.
That was awesome. Good primo.
I'm like, yes,
Engineering over here.
You know, to the husband and the wife. You know, I love seeing that.
Yeah.
There is a husband and wife in the 49ers now, and
Oh, cool.
they're going through the program.
We have a
together.
husband and wife in our.
and I love seeing it.
Oh, we do. We do have a husband and wife in ours.
At the warehouse.
Yeah.
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 Dana and
Dana and Dan.
Yeah. And they are, for the record, I will say, I've been watching a little bit of a growth spurt going on there. It's pretty cool. Kind of get my eye on them. They're the smiles are more often, I would say. I'm happy for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. You know.
You know, that's one thing I wanted with Ryan and I before he passed away when I was in rehab. You know, I wasn't able to communicate, you know, by phone. So I was writing letters and stuff. And they would bring meetings into the rehab. And I was like, they would bring people in. I'm like, I want to do this one day. I want to be the person that goes into rehab and takes meetings in. And I'm like, I want us to do it together. You know, I want us to go to meetings. And, you know, I said all these things within my letters. But But, it's just, I can't, I wasn't able to, I didn't know at the time that he went back out drinking, went back out using drugs when I was in rehab. And, I look at couples today that are in recovery, and I'm just like, gosh, only.
If only.
Yeah, like it hurts, but I mean, you can't help someone if they don't want to be helped, or willing to take suggestions, so.
No, that is, you can only carry the message. You can't carry the mess. You got to let it go.
Yep.
Be free, be happy, be joyous.
Yep. Well, listen, if you're having a tough time quitting, whatever it is, you need to quit. You're not alone. There's apps and numbers and groups in your town, or you can call us if you want, like Sean did, 727-294-4933. Hit us up on Facebook. Taking that first step into a room or a chat or a group with people just trying to get better like you will be the best day of your life. Wendy, do you have something that you'd like to say to somebody struggling or anything you'd like to finish the show with?
What has worked for me, and it's been just one day at a time, just waking up in the mornings and just asking, God to keep me sober for one more day and to continue to take away that obsession to drink. But for anyone that is struggling, there is definitely help out there for you and your loved ones. If it's, a family member of yours, it's just get connected and, in sobriety, because we do recover. That is for sure.
Do you happen to know the phone number to the helpline that you answer?
I do. It's
We might as well put it out there.
I think that is a fantastic suggestion.
If anybody is listening and wants to call and talk to Saltie, and if she happens to be working that day, she's manning the helpline.
If you don't want to get sober, she can give you some good fishing advice at least.
This is true.
Oh.
Okay, so the phone number for Pinellas County Helpline for Alcoholics Anonymous is 727-530-0415.
Sweet.
Nice. All right, Primo, do you have a final point for today's show? Primo's final point.
The pressure is always on. I am somewhat prepared. I think today we should honor all the service people that work and give of themselves in the program, so that the rest of us have a place to go, a number to talk to, and the schedules, the meetings, the whole thing. This is a big, huge network of stuff that makes this all happen, and it's important, wherever you're at in your sobriety, that you take on a commitment of service, so that you, one, have paid it back, okay, and two, you can have a little respect for how it gets done. So that would be my final thought, damn it. And I'm expecting people to make coffee and all that other shit.
Answer the phone, open
Answer
the doors,
phone, and
take on sponsees.
Sandy Beach used to say, last call for a coffee maker. When anybody else wanted to give up the commitment, he would say, last call, because coffee makers make it, baby.
Nice. Well, thanks for being here today, Wendy. It's been great having you. Really appreciate your story and your sharing. It's been very nice.
Thank you for having me. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's been a good experience.
Yeah, it's cool.
Got to come back.
Good. Yes. This is only season 1. You'll be back for season 2.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to Sober Shenanigans, real talk and real recovery. Worry, anxiety, and fear, it's all up in here. So just give yourself a break. You're enough, and you're doing great. I'm Stoff, and he's Primo. And remember, no drinks today.
We're all in the same boat, fellas.
But our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
Which makes them not shenanigans at all, really.
Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Shenanigans!